Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Goal Mindset podcast. Today, we have a special guest for you. It is Dr. Satish Kumar from a local AI scientist and academic, a very close friend of mine, and I'm fantastic to start the year 2026 with this particular podcast. Dr. Satish, welcome.
Yeah, hi Bhuvan, how are you?
I'm very good, very good. How is your New Year planning going?
So first of all, happy Christmas.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, so New Year planning. So we'll go to KLCC, right?
Fantastic. To watch the fireworks, yeah?
Yeah,
Ah,
usually.
fantastic, fantastic. So, thank you very much once again for doing this. I know you have a very impressive portfolio. I've read your portfolio on the website. Would you just simply say hello to my audience and just introduce yourself?
So hi Bhuvan. Yeah, so myself. So my name is Sathishkumar VE. So my last name is bit long. So Veerappampalayam Ishwaramurthy. So Veerappampalayam stands for my village, and Ishwaramurthy stands for my father's name. Yeah. So for the past 10 years, I've been working in the data level. Data driven. Analytics and data mining structures and all the stuff. So usually what we do is, if there is a data, so I will convert the data to a meaningful data, and I will make it, if there is a possible way to do some analytics, and if there is some decisions we can make out of the data we have. So yeah, that's what we and my fellow researchers will do. So usually if we have a set of data, a junk data, it can be any data. So our strategy is whether we can make some knowledge out of the data, so making it understandable to the AI systems or any data system. So if there's a chunk of data, we'll convert to a meaningful data. That's what my past research, past decade of research. So I've been doing this from 2015, and my research, went into peak when I entered Korea, South Korea for my PhD. So from 2018, I've been working rigorously in this data-driven systems, and yeah, so I got my PhD from South Korea, and I'm currently working in Sunway University as a senior lecturer. So I teach subjects like AI research methodology. So I'm more like a research-based guy. So we will research, and we will work, and we will teach and all the stuff. So we have a team, and mostly currently I'm focusing upon transportation and medical-based intelligence systems. So yeah, so we are collaborating with Indian Institute of Technology Madras, and Sunway Medical Center here. So if there is medical data, we are just trying to extract some meaningful data out of it. So since AI, yeah, we've been integrating all the deep learning models and HP systems to extract certain level of intelligence out of it. So that's what we are currently in the track. So that's about me. Yeah. I
Thank you very much, Dr. Sanchez. I mean, it looks so impressive. I'm a marketing guy, so we make marketing uses a lot of data because we use marketing data to make a business decision, and to make I think the data storytelling and so on, getting insight. It's actually very interesting for me to speak to you today because I think we are going to go into the inner workings, right? What is the back end looks like, right? The behind the scene. So today's topic is very exciting for me. Is AI overrated? The myth, hype, and the hidden realities. That's what we're going to talk about today. What do you think about artificial intelligence, Dr. Satish?
Artificial intelligence. So, when I was doing my bachelor's degree, the subject called artificial intelligence is not that much famous. I'm talking about
Mm,
from 2008 to 2013. The term artificial intelligence is quite, it's not that much famous. It started after this 2018 or 19. This keyword called artificial intelligence went into peak. So
mm,
the definition of artificial intelligence goes like this: ability of machines to perform tasks that require human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, and decision making. So the main goal of artificial intelligence is to make a human-like intelligence. So we want to make the machines to have a certain level of intelligence that is similar to humans, so that what are the repeated tasks done by the humans will be handed over to artificial intelligence, the machines. So if we imagine artificial intelligence, first thing, okay, robots taking all the things, robots doing all that's what we came into mind. But in the background, it is not looking like that. In the background, it's like series of decisions, so series of data input. So it's like training a child for to entering into the world. So yeah, so behind the scenes, it's like all this mathematical things, all this data feeding, the coding part, and everything. So at this era, so why this accelerated in the past 5 years? Because 10 years before our the computational resources are like limited, but now we have surplus of like you can see the Nvidia CEO every time comes for meeting. Okay, we discovered this chip, that chip. I'm not going to too technical. So this chip, so quantum chip, small chip, and the
Mm,
quantum intelligence going like. So when this as this computational resources are abundant, we cannot trap this intelligence in a single machine. So we want to give certain level of powers to this AI system. So it already has certain level of intelligence. Like we want to feed this, humans will take, initially artificial intelligence are rule based system. So if this one do this, if not this one do this. But now we are having, when the world ran into the digital world, we have enormous amount of data. You see, I've been working in this data for like past 10 years, right? So before 2000, there is almost no data. So data will be like the country data, is human data. But nowadays, your medical data is no more in paper and work. Your
mm,
educational things are not more. So what are things? Transportation, we are not going to record. Everything is, all the scheduling, everything is digitized. So once we have digitized, and once we have enough computational resources, if we connect these two, that's where artificial intelligence started to bloom. So background, it looks like this series of data, algorithms, computational resources. So these are the things which try to interact, and that's where intelligence is created. And yeah, so as the topic is like hype, fear, and unrealistic expectation, I guess, right? So the hypes. So nowadays, every time in the field of computational intelligence, in the field of computing, every time there will be one keyword, it's a buzz. Before that it was data science. Now
mm.
artificial.
Oh, big data. Big data
Yeah,
was
big
another.
data. No, previously it was like cloud computing, and everything
Mm,
is cloud. So cloud computing. So what are the things we are seeing in YouTube? It's like we are assessing from cloud. It's done. And the big data. Okay, now we have sufficient resources to handle the big data. So now we are not talking about big data, but nowadays AI. This is this keyword which is like from 2020, I guess. From that one, after the chat GPT, the hype went into viral. Okay, everything
mm,
will be replaced by human. So that's what, nowadays you see, even if you have this pen, everybody started to marketing. Okay, this is artificial AI power. If there is a mobile, AI power.
yes.
If there is this one's comb, it is AI powered. So everybody started to like, that's the hype they are creating. Nowadays, like few months before, I can see that, I used to watch a lot of, the industry related interviews and everything. It's like AI bubble is going to blast. AI bubble is going. Everybody started investing AI bubble because the investors want to get certain things. If that's a buzzword, they will invest. The investors just want to get something out of. So, but the chat GPT, Elon Musk last year told that this year there will be AGI and next year there will be artificial intelligence. But nothing, everything is in the same thing. The only thing, after chat GPT, it is we are having the fluent answers. Other than this, nothing happened. But certain level of tasks are automated. So the first thing, you know, the hype where it started means, people started to market everything with AI labels. Okay, AI powered smart. The smartphones, it migrated from smartphones to AI powered phones. And there's like few differences between smartphones, AI phones. So smartphones, we want to give input. AI phones, it will provide recommendation. So everything migrated from smart to this AI. So,
Mm,
sometimes I don't know. It's like if you have this pen, okay, this is if it is automatically done, people are claiming it's that AI. If there is something like that, it's minimal mod. Everything started tagging the word AI. So that's where the hype started. Okay,
mm,
people are like, okay, everything is going to be AI, so we want to migrate. So that's where that now it's like nobody knows, we can't travel in the same hype for a same boat for a very long time. So we are in the space, whether it will proceed or it's going to be the same thing, it's going to be last. So nobody knows,
mm,
because the last interview, even the Sundar Pichai, the Google CEO, told that he told that this Google, Microsoft, and all these companies, they have a strategy, like strategical plan for next 5 or 10 years. But even they don't know what is going to be the next
Mm.
technology is going to bury us, whether it is in AI. We are in AI. So what's next? Nobody can predict. And the technological transition is like quite faster these days. You know, like before ChatGPT, you see, there is a forum called Jigs, MathWorks and everything, where students will post questions and we will wait for others to answer. But after that, after ChatGPT, nothing. Everybody answers we can get from the AI. This migration plus tagging everything as AI product, that's accelerated the hype by AI. So on the media headlines, if there is a buzzword, so media will, nowadays all the social media tech started to talk with the same tagline. So
Mm.
now this hype is created, and people feel somehow misled. So when the AI cannot meet the level of expectation which the people possess, so
Mm.
people are still waiting that okay, everything will be done by AI, but still we are in the phase that we are expecting. So some point it will come. We are in this phase. Whether it may come or it will not come, we want to wait and see whether it is fully replaced by AI, whether that is possible. People started to think like there is a movie called Wall-E,
Mm.
WALLE.
Mm. Yeah.
So actually that is single line follower robots. You can see all the robots in that environment is a line follower. All the tasks will be followed, done by this kind of robots, and people are imagining that kind of world when this AI is came in come when this AI is when the AI came to exist, people thought, okay, we are going to in that space. But practically, how possible it is. So what are the places it is,
Mm.
it will be replaced. People are still not aware. Even I'm not aware. Even the technology even the scientists who are building that AI will not aware. So what is the exact output of, if they're building a system, consider the humanoids. You can see in Sunway Mall, I can see the Tesla robots are standing. They have
Mm.
their,
Mm.
Tesla
Mm.
robots. What exactly that robots will do, whether it will do household jobs or whether it will do some the driving jobs, because in China all the things are already replaced by drivers, or no more, it's already automated. So what exactly this the output, so
Mm.
what exact jobs, nobody's aware of these things. Even the robot cleaner, the robots in the this humanoid robots, if I'm Elon Musk, if I create the robots, okay, the input will be like, you can train this robot for any works. So even he is not aware what what are the exact different kind of tasks available in this earth. So that the creation, and when it coming into the real world, so that's the gap we are now. So there is a huge amount of AI things, and we have a lot of tasks here. So we want to match, so which one matches which. So even though if AI matches certain level of jobs, what other jobs will be left? So these are the questions. So if you revolve around this hype, fear, and everything, so whether AI replace will all jobs, whether the left of jobs will be done. So this is what creating the hype and the expectation. The next thing is expectations. When AI, this is the hype. AI will do all the things.
Mm.
That's what people do the hype. And the expectations. Okay, everything will be done by AI. So everything will be done by robots. So driving, food, and everything. So this is
Yes.
what people do. Students,
Sorry, Dr. Satish, just a question. Sorry to interrupt.
yeah,
But what do you think AI is good for then? Then, what is it good for?
what is it good for?
Mm.
Hey, good at replacing the repeated tasks. You know.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So if
Okay.
you want to do a repeated task, so I want to go and come.
Mm.
I want to deliver this parcel to the particular place again and again. Instead
Mm.
of doing that, I can design a drone so that I can,
Mm.
it can make it deliver again. So hey, good at replacing the repeated jobs.
Mm.
So that's what if this manufacturing supply chain task, if you go to that what to say, that huge market of supply chain markets. I don't know, the warehouses and everything.
Mm.
So
Mm.
you want to do, so that way parcel coming, we want to deliver. Parcel coming, delivery. So if there is a human who is doing taking the truck and pulling the things around and doing this thing. Now, if we have this AI robots, it will do all this stuff. So no more
Mm.
humans needed. So AI good at replacing, the repeated tasks. AI good at coding in case of like coding writing. It's almost, there are some companies they stopped hiring this code,
Mm,
the coders. Only thing is like, what is your expectation? You want to feed the prompt, we will call it as prompts. You want to get the exact prompts, you will get out. Hey, good at coding, I can say. I don't know who will accept or not, but in my experience, the
mm,
basic level coding, I haven't tried the advanced level coding, the basic levels of coding in every languages, either it can be Python, Java, like SQL, anything. The basic level of coding, it is more good at. And this pattern recognition. So initially I told that I've been working with the medical related project, the image processing, the pattern recognition. If there's a pattern in the data, AI good at recognizing it, and it will
mm,
train within itself. If you give you are with marketing, right? There is a market, so time series and market when it is going up, when it is going
mm,
down. So AI good at recognizing which factors influencing that peaks and downfalls. So AI good at the pattern recognition. If there is any abnormalities, it will detect, and AI good at personalization. So if you have your
mm,
phone, mobile phone, if you are generating data, right? Consider
mm,
this in TikTok, you will be swiping certain things. You can see that it will not, if you're swiping with certain level of contents, it will generate the contents accordingly. The
mm,
AI is good at personalizing things for you. AI is
mm,
good at design and everything. So these are things AI it's very strong at repetitive tasks and the pattern recognition and summarizing info. If I want to
mm,
generate a teaching material, just put all the PDF. So consider that if I want to get prepared for this podcast, okay,
mm.
all the AI related books,
Yeah.
feed into ChatGPT, summarized within like one paragraph or two paragraphs, I will get a glimpse of it. AI good at summarizing the things, the personalization and
Mm,
everything. So these are the things in the coding. There may be other technical aspects also. People are still trying to adapt, but over time, AI will, people will train. It's not the AI, it's going to read, and people will train. The more it get personalized, the more it will get trained. So these are the things AI is good at, I can say.
thank you, thank you. What, in your opinion, I know we talked a lot of stuff. I really love your correlation and the shift between a smart phone to an AI powered phone. I also have been seeing this phenomena where um, every product is AI powered now. Then I feel like if it's not AI powered, it's not good enough, right? Yeah, from a rice cooker all the way to a conference, like a marketing conference is now an AI marketing conference. So there is definitely that, that shift. And I think it's also people's expectation, right? People's expectation as well. So you talked about a bit of coding, right? So could you explain? I know this buzzword now called vibe coding, right?
What coding?
Vibe, VIBE, vibe coding. Have you heard of that? Or?
I haven't heard about this. What it does
Mm.
actually? There are a lot of coding things these days.
I think it's like why coding means like that means you don't need to know coding at all. All you need to do is know how to write a prompt, and then
Yeah.
yeah. So this is the at the moment this is very on trend, where I guess people do not know what to do with it after it has coded. But yeah, now, what is your favorite AI tool?
Currently I'm using ChatGPT. I have subscription over ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
and I will sometimes use. These are the tools I will use. ChatGPT first one,
Mm,
and Grok,
mm,
Kimi, and there is one more, Gemini, right?
mm. Yeah.
This Kimi, if I want to prepare a presentation slide, now I'm,
Mm.
addicted to this Kimi AI. It's a Chinese product.
Nice.
You know, if you want to, you just want to put the, I have traditional teaching material written in
Mm,
papers like this. Okay,
mm,
I will take a photo and upload into this.
mm,
Generate innovative or attractive presentation slide means
mm.
it is generating slides. So this is,
Fantastic.
my favorite is this Kimi and ChatGPT. ChatGPT
ChatGPT.
is quite English verse. ChatGPT understand English well. The Kimi is
Mm.
like we want to like maybe a Chinese version. So it's like
Yeah.
but the Kimi is the capability is higher than ChatGPT. I can guess. Kimi got one option like OK Computer.
Mm,
Like there's one option called OK Computer. If you want to build a website, consider that if I want to build a website for this the gold mindset, it will
mm,
build. If you just
mm.
want to give a prompt, click OK Computer, it will build and it will show the sample thing. So the Kimi. So these are the things I jump between ChatGPT and Kimi.
Fantastic, fantastic. I have not heard of Kimi yet, but I would surely
Yeah,
check
it's
it
quite
out.
interesting because
Uh,
ChatGPT has certain limits,
mm.
and Kimi, this you just want to try this OK Computer task. So because it's
Okay.
only if you are new user, you can try
Mm.
this OK Computer for only 3 times. But
Ah.
it does everything. So because now we are talking about AI, so
Mm.
people now in the academic research or industrial research, the next thing
Mm.
is like AI agent. For AI,
Mm.
we want to give certain level of input. For AI agents, you don't need to give the incremental inputs. Like
Mm.
like the next thing maybe it will come into this
Mm.
the next thing you're going to see is like this. We are using Chrome browser, right?
Mm.
This like maybe the next thing is like AI agent Chrome browser. Maybe like if you want to
Absolutely.
book a ticket,
Mm.
okay, okay, so, like Siri, open the browser, book the ticket to
Mm.
Dubai means it will book. So that's the thing. You don't
Mm.
need to give the incremental input. I want to
Mm.
book the. Nowadays, AI is like providing you suggestions. The
Correct.
personalization things. The next thing is like AI agent.
Going to
I
perform the
I
task.
witnessed
Yeah.
in this in Kimi AI because
Mm.
if you want to build a website, okay, you don't need to give it. Just give a prompt, it will build the website. So
Mm.
I think the progression is like this AI agent. What is the task? There
Mm.
is a Tamil movie Indiran, right?
Yes, yes. Okay.
The robot guy. You know,
Mm.
whenever if you assign certain task to him,
Mm.
after the task he will take task complete. Task
Mm.
complete. That's what the real thing. The
Mm.
AI agent will be like, if you give the tasks, one it's done, task
Mm.
complete. So the
Mm.
Vasikaran, if he want to copy the in the exam, the robot will, in any case, he will find the probability to complete that
Mm.
girl's things. That's what. If there is a fight, okay. If you want to save the girl, okay. So it's like the next thing, the AI agent. So no need to give input, just give the goal. The AI
Mm.
will does everything for us. So I think
Yeah.
that's the next thing. I
Mm.
think Kimi is taking the first step towards that one. Migrating from
Mm.
the traditional LLM models. We are getting the inputs. So the next step. So I think the Kimi is doing. I haven't interacted much with Kimi, but you want to try.
Mm.
That's like
Yeah.
ChatGPT and Kimi.
We have so what we do at the Goal Mindset, of course, we are also building agent, right? So we are building agent and automation. So that's what we are doing. So we for our like when we onboard clients, so we get them to use Perplexity has a browser called Comet. So
Mhm.
the Comet is yeah, it's like a very rudimentary kind of agent. So they still can do some stuff. Um, so for one of my client, I actually built an agent plus automation on N8 N to post automatically on LinkedIn, right? So this person is a coach, and then so these are the type of things that I think you're absolutely right. It's no longer that we're just getting that sort of recommendation. We need the AI tool or the AI agent to take over. But I think here this is where the big fear is coming, right? Where AI is taking over the job. I think this is something that has been around the whole of 2025, right? We've been talking, and a lot of this large IT based organization like from Google to Microsoft and Nvidia, all of them have freeze hiring. So what do you think? Do you think AI will replace jobs?
In my perspective, if somebody this all this job this layoffs and everything, I think
Mm,
it's happening over time, but now the ratio is like slight high. But in my
mm,
perspective, if you want to see the honest answer, I think the AI will not replace the jobs. It will accelerate certain tasks,
mm,
but it will not replace their role. If there is a data scientist,
mm,
it will replace that particular. If I'm the data scientist, I can use all the AI tools and everything. I will accelerate my speed of, you know, analysis and everything. So
mm,
previously I've been using only R programming. Now Python has auto generate, auto codings and everything. I know I can speed up the things.
mm.
So the exact thing is AI will replace the tasks, not
Mm.
roles, I can say. But
Ah,
if there are some point like four data scientists required, but at the time if I can do all the if I can do everything, there is no need for four. At the time people will cut off. There are two
mm,
things you can see. So there is one
correct.
thing like I can skill up myself. I can enhance myself, but There are two versions. So if you come to industry, in the industry perspective, okay, less money, more work. That's what everybody will think. The
Mm,
workforce should be optimized and the output should be. That's the reason most of the engineers are getting fired. But there is another version also. Because when I started my bachelor's degree in 2008 or 9,
mm,
the IT industry is not that much strong. Nobody's taken this
mm,
IT. Everybody's going towards this, this mechanical robotics, mechatronics, and all the stuff. Mechanical engineering is the boom at the time.
mm,
Nobody was in this IT field because at the time this IT is like quite no, everybody's like okay, mechanical evergreen. But now the situation is already it's not, I think out of 1,000 students, maybe you can see 10 or 12 students taking mechanical engineering. The thing is, it's not about you can create job for all these IT engineers. It's like, the number of the amount of individuals, currently who are studying this IT, AI based data science, it's high. The industry cannot accommodate all the things. So there are two things. AI will not replace jobs, but it will replace the tasks. Some jobs may disappear. So it's like previously when I was doing my research, research. We will, I was doing in Korea. I will write a paper and I will send it to some editors, language editors. But at this point, there is no need for that
mm.
because I can do
Yep.
all the chat GPT, check whether this paragraph is correct. It will rephrase and it will do to
Mm,
me. This kind of some jobs may disappear, they will lose job and everything. But in case of like IT industry, you can see it's like already the crowd is high and we are like huge list of students waiting for getting the job. So if you
mm,
portray that, the things, some jobs may disappear, but obviously it will help to generate, obviously it will generate the another version of jobs. Every generation, if I'm
mm,
a lecturer, there is another next generation of lecturers,
mm.
for them, I will be old. For them, they know the
Yes,
technology
yes.
because they're
Correct,
brought up with
correct.
the technology. So we
Mm,
don't, they don't need to go to this, all the obstacles, all the, what to say. At the time, we don't know how to use the AI tools. Now, because of you, I know that what is wipe programming. Because of me,
yeah.
chemi programming. So this one, but these guys knows everything because they are already
Mm,
born with the technology. So every time when there is a jobs disappears, there'll be a new job to boom up. So that's what. So the answer is jobs will be not replaced. The tasks will be accelerated. Some jobs may disappear. So
mm,
mostly it will hybridize. I'm data scientist. Okay, most jobs will hybridize. So I can
mm,
do two more jobs better. If there is next level data and recommendation system making, okay, I have free time. I can also do using the AI. I can also do that one. So most jobs will hybridize, and many will change. The proofreaders. I told that if you do want to do proofreading, no, so they will go for another jobs. Maybe previously the newspapers. I don't know whether the
mm.
hot versions of newspaper is currently available or not. Previously, that
Available,
is
available.
still right
Still available. I'm not
because
sure who's reading it, but it is available. Yes.
but that particular paper now it's fully digitalized. You can see
Mm,
the
absolutely.
flashes and everything because they migrate. You cannot say that they lost their job. They
Mm,
took another version. Maybe after
mm.
some time, in the Harry Potter movie, you can see that there is one this kind of tab they will be having every
Yes,
time.
yes.
There is like live videos moving. I think
Correct.
we can expect at the time 20 years before it's not possible, but now
Yeah.
obviously we are doing the same thing.
Mm,
Now if you scroll the tab, you can see videos are running and all
mm,
this. So soon things will digitize. People who
mm,
are doing this repeated jobs and what is the heavy technical stuff, they will digitize and
mm,
they will migrate towards another version. So that's
mm,
what. Soon it will, but I have no idea how this IT world is going to, in case I'm from India, everybody's studying, if there's a university, everybody's studying this AI, machine learning, data
mm.
science, also. No, no point. They will get all the jobs.
Yeah.
IT companies cannot, do in what to say inclusively handle all the things. But because I already told, if there are three data scientists, I can handle all the things with what others can do. I can get more salary. But what will happen to them? They will find another jobs and everything. You can see the layoffs happening. So everybody, the top companies lay off. They
Mm,
will come to the next level. They will build new technologies and they will find some other. Nobody is jobless these days, although they lay off. and still they are finding another jobs, right? So that's how if one is replaced, another thing will the new set of problems people started to solve. If there is some
Mm.
the coding, 20 years before, coding is a big task.
Yeah.
The interviews will be purely based on coding, but nowadays nobody cares about the coding. So people try to solve the next layer of problems. So how to
Mm.
integrate, hybridize, and everything. That's how the migration happens.
Mm.
And yeah, this is the
But do you think, Dr. Saktesh, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think we definitely need to evolve past that, yeah. But do you think people who, because I mean, of course, I teach, right? I train AI, so I teach a lot of adults, yeah. So when I talk about adult, I'm talking about like 35 and above, 40 and above, people who are changing careers, people who are trying to upskill. So it feels like, say, for example, um, like it feels like if you don't adopt AI, then it's going to be a big disadvantage to you. What do you think? Is that true?
what certain companies
Mm,
strategically they will adopt AI.
mm,
Certain companies out of fear, so everybody's adopting AI. So it seems that we
correct.
also need to adopt AI. That
Mm,
fear, but it's better to adopt AI. So if
mm,
there is a task, you know, in my case, I will respond in my perspective. There are
mm,
certain things in the writing, in the writing field where you will, you will see the books, right? All the story books
mm,
and everything. Previously, if you have written a book, if I have written the same version of book, there is a
mm,
copyright infringement.
mm.
Everything.
Yep, yep,
But
yep.
now you can generate thousands, millions. If you're getting bored, you don't need to go to this bookshop. You can write one mystical, thrilling story about this particular topic. It will write. The point is, what's the question again? I just
Uh,
revolving.
yeah, it's like what will happen if we don't adapt? Because you see, for
You'll be out of
example,
this race, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah,
You'll be out
yeah.
of the race.
Yeah, so because you see, a long time ago, maybe 20 years ago, right? Everybody were told you have to learn how to use a laptop, right? You have to learn how to use computer. You need to learn how to use Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, right? But you can still live without it, right? But now it feels like if you don't learn AI, then you're not going to have a job. I think that's what people are fearful.
Listen, in my perspective, what I'm thinking, if you don't learn AI, you're going to do a lot of jobs. Consider this: if I'm going to do a proofreading thing,
Mm,
if I have AI, I can do like 100 documents per day.
absolutely, yeah.
If I don't use AI, okay,
Mm,
I'm efficient, but
mm,
still, I cannot be another productivity issue.
mm,
If the company, everybody's doing certain level of tasks using AI. If I don't
mm,
use AI, the productivity, how long I can
mm,
do all the things manually?
mm,
That's what I'm thinking. The book companies these days, if they are not, adapting AI, they're still
mm.
selling, the past books.
Mm.
It doesn't work out. People, it's like more like
Yeah, absolutely.
outdated library. So
Exactly.
nowadays library, okay, all the stories. Oh my God. Sunway
Mm,
they have the new library, all this AI generated books. They have a section for all these AI generated books and everything.
mm,
If you don't adapt AI, like at some point of time you will be like, you're going to be in the timeline. You will be like, oh, this point, this is that you haven't not updated. How the Nokia, there is one phone brand
mm.
called Nokia.
Yes, yes.
Suddenly, no, everybody's using Nokia. What happened?
Yep,
Because
yep.
the next strategy is, they haven't
Mm.
adapted the next strategy.
Absolutely.
Nokia, at the time, people started, okay, if he is having Nokia, okay, it's more than iPhone. But nowadays, I
Mm.
don't know whether this company is even existing or not. Because
I
they
think it
having
is, it is, it is, but not as they don't have a
because
big
at the
market
time
share.
people started, when Nokia have this own this software operating system. At the time, there's a new thing emerging. This what to
Mm.
say? It's Android thing.
Yep, yep.
Actually, this Android companies asked Nokia, we can adapt, you can
Mm.
adapt this Android thing, but you want to
Mm.
give the shares. But the Nokia denied it because at the time, they think that it will transcend for the rest of their timeline, but it happened. Suddenly it vanished.
Mm.
Nowadays, no Nokia and everything. Now you can see the Android and iPhone and everything are fighting. So this is the point. So if you're not adapting to changes happening in the field, so at some point you'll be out of the game. So it's better to
mm.
adapt. So if if it is needed or not needed for your task, it's like in the consider that this Nvidia CEO, he's saying the plumbing and all this wiring work will be not replaced by AI. You want to learn
Yeah,
AI.
yeah.
So if if that is the field, okay, you don't need. But certainly, if your work is digital, obviously there'll be certain
Of
level of
course, of course.
influence will be done by AI. You at that
But
time
Dr.
you want to.
Satish,
Mm,
I am very fearful about this, when because I'm teaching AI and I'm, and I have a business that I'm running on AI and, but I'm also fearful about it, So last year I actually went to learn. I took a massage certification because I feel like I will be replaced, right? Maybe not immediately. At some point, I will be replaced. Hey, that's a very interesting question, Dr. Satish. Do you think you will be replaced by AI
I have
at
the
one
same
day?
fear, like the lectures.
Mm.
Still, I have the same amount of same thinking.
Mm,
Every educational materials is available online. It's educate.
correct.
If you want to skill up yourself, consider this
Yes.
AI, this all this machine
Yeah.
learning, deep learning.
Mm,
Just to learn, everything is all the Stanford lectures are available online.
mm,
All the assignments, everything.
mm,
And all the certification you can read by yourself and you can get. And if you want to have design an AI robot, okay, you can get and everything. Consider in this lecturer field, in this
mm,
teaching field, nobody needs this lecturer. Everything you can do online and you can, because this field education, you can see now the smartphone looks like this.
mm,
10 years before, button.
mm.
Before 10 years, the tring phone you want
Yeah,
to call it.
yeah.
Before that, the phone size may be bigger.
Payphone, payphone.
Hmm.
The public payphone. Oh my God.
What's the one, everything, this laptop before it is computer, before it's a big machine. The water bottle, everything you see in your table, it is in the current version. But, this teaching field is the only field, it never changed. There is one guru or something, there is a guy
Mm,
standing and you want to listen. That's the
mm.
only thing, it never changed. No,
Interesting.
because 5 years before, people are like virtual learning, you know,
Mm.
where we are
Blended
learning
learning, micro learning,
digitally.
bite-sized learning.
I still have the same question. Why it is not getting succeeded? Why it is not virtual learning is not succeeded? There are
Mm,
a lot of online courses. Even if you can get this bachelor's degree online and
mm,
you can do all the stuff. If that happens, if people no longer want to study or all the things, what will happen? I have the same question in my mind, but still the universities here, the US, UK, everybody is going, they are migrating
mm,
faster. This virtual learning and everything, they can't succeed to a certain level, you know,
mm,
in case of a physical link. But nowadays, even though the classes are happening online, there will be one guy who is updating himself and he is, teaching, giving assignment, all the assignments will be done by AI and the students will use AI to submit the assignment and the assignments will re-get them. So, but over time, consider this 2025, maybe 2035, this education field, the university system.
mm.
From my younger age, I'm hearing that there'll be no more universities. We don't need to study.
Yes.
But how far it is possible? That's always a question mark. Whether, after 10 years, if we don't have jobs, then who will do this job? Who will do this teaching? So if robot is doing all the things,
Mm.
then who will have the job? If there is no teaching job and, this knowledge sharing and knowledge transition. So that's what I'm thinking all the time. But people are trying to update here, the next gen. But if it is purely done by this AI thing, the automated thing, what will happen? I'm still have this, I'm just puzzled.
I think so. Maybe let me share like a real life experience. Okay, so
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who are studying, who are completing their masters in psychotherapy, psychology, counseling, coaching. So what they seeing is when it is not the education the problem. I mean, the challenge is it's like when they come out because ChatGPT is becoming a better therapist than them because because ChatGPT can look at so many different permutation and data points that it is coming up with a solution much faster than a human could, right? So they are feeling a bit misplaced. So I think I don't know. I feel that universities will disappear eventually.
Okay. Then I will start asking questions about you. If university is disappearing,
Mm,
okay, if you're having, okay, if you're having a school level education, like with 15 or 16 years, you will have the
mm,
school level education. Maybe,
mm,
you know, we are having certain level of intelligence. Maybe this kid having, kids or at the age of 16 or 17, they will have more knowledge than us.
mm,
But what they will do with that? Their knowledge and everything, what kind of job they will do? That's what, the point.
mm,
Currently the point of university is not bringing students and, it's not about
mm,
education. It's about the community you're making. It's about the
mm.
relations, friendship. And university is not only the place for learning something,
Knowledge
the
transfer, yeah.
mannerisms, the civic sense,
Correct, correct.
going with people, the relationships, life.
Social.
Yeah, all it's like the bundle of things. If it's not that, if that's not the point, so what will happen? The students, all the things, whether it will there is a movie called Ready Player One, right? That people will start, playing all the games, whether they will do all the thing in this, the VR, AR world.
Mm,
So my point is like that. So at some point, the university all this making all the students come to one place and torturing them with technical contents which is no longer needed the
mm.
especially the coding
Correct,
all the things
exactly.
you know there are certain mathematical things I don't know still why I had learned for they are claiming themselves that they have in future but all
Mm,
this unnecessary teachings and learning and if the next generation of human species, imagine if a baby bear born in 2025.
mm,
Okay, at least we have everything, certain tasks we can do in a timely manner. If they anything they can learn at their own preferred time. If they personalize their work accordingly, what kind of job they will do?
mm,
That's what things. But
mm,
I also have the point. You mentioned the universities will disappear. I also have thing in this mind. Then, if universities will disappear, and who will handle this education, the teaching, and everything? Whether there'll be a the AI governance will do all the thing,
mm.
or we are now training how the you know while I'm when you came across this topic the myth and education all the things I search a lot of things AI will replace the tasks but you know AI will help the individuals, not the organizations. So,
Mm,
education is an organization. No, it's an organization. It will help certain individuals to fasten up the AI. It will be helpful for students and both lecturers also. If AI can replace the organization, like old educational governance, it
mm,
can do, you know, it's done. Everything will be replaced. It's not only education is going to happen. The same thing will happen in the medical field,
mm.
transportation, food chain, and everything. If it's done, we are going to, our whole environment will be replaced by AI. But I have one question to you. Do you think are we migrating towards that point? Everything is done by AI, and we are going to born and we are going to born and we are going to die. That's what going to happen.
Um, Okay, actually, of course, I don't have the answer for
Hmm.
that question, but I feel that we are definitely, heading that direction. How fast that is, we do not know because I
Yeah, I
think
agree.
maybe my question maybe yeah, if I could rephrase, then maybe the university or education system has to evolve, right? Maybe we don't need to learn
Hmm.
algebra. We don't need to do that, right? Because yeah. But I think this also has a bit of the past few research, yeah, like case studies that I've read. This is all very corporate work based case studies. So the research papers. So what they are saying is, if we are outsourcing all our tasks, right, all our repeated tasks to AI, then humans will be left behind with the high cognitive task. That means complex tasks, right? We need to use our brain to think, which could also lead to like burnout. It could lead to mental health issues. Yeah. So if just say if we went into work and every task that we are doing is very very high cognitive, right? We have to use our brain. and we all know how we don't want to use our brain. So, what do you think about that, right? If we outsource all our tasks, all our easy, repetitive tasks, then what's left for us, right? Then that will be high, high cognitive ability tasks, complex tasks. Yeah, and it feels like it requires a different type of skill, which is beyond just writing a good prompt, right? So, what do you think about that?
Your point is, the complex jobs will not be done by AI, right? Complex
Hopefully,
thinking.
hopefully, yeah, yeah. Maybe, like the strategy won't be done by AI, or if it's a task that is straightforward, then AI will do it. But if there's some layers of complexity, then human needs to step in. Which means that now we actually have a mix, right? When we go to work, we have a mix of easy tasks, medium complex tasks, complex tasks. But if we are outsourcing all the easy and medium tasks, then we'll end up with just complex tasks. Then what will going to happen?
I don't think so. That is happening in that way. Consider
Mm,
this, if you're a software engineer,
mm,
coding the complex thing, you write a coding
mm,
with, maximum optimized coding.
mm.
Okay. That's what the complex task, right? You want to have a
Yeah.
certain level of knowledge to write a
Uh-huh.
optimized coding. Like few
Yeah.
lines of code or few lines of,
Mm.
computation, you want to achieve certain task. You know, Nowadays that complex tasks even handled by AI. If you write the
Yeah.
AI, I think the human's nature, it's not
Mm.
only about the repeated tasks. The complex tasks, we will first hand over to AI. Okay, how long it takes. If there is like a high level of complex task,
Mm.
we'll just give it to AI. It can be anything. It may be happen to you. Like, write this, particular, if you want to analyze it in my field, if I want to
Mm.
analyze the data, first thing what I'm doing, I will just dropping to AI. Okay,
Mm.
give certain detailed insights about this particular
Mm.
data. That's a complex thing. You want to find the hidden relationship between the,
Yep. Yep.
that is the case. If I'm thinking in this way, I want to give this complex job. First, I want to fragment. So, what are the, if I'm given with a complex task, I'm giving to AI. So, what are the tasks it is doing? So, I will just find the pattern. And if that is the case, it means if I'm thinking in this way, most of them will give the complex tasks to AI and they will do the
Mm.
easiest task. So, you do all the jobs, AI
Mm.
you do summarizing all the things. I will just verify whether you are doing right or not. Currently,
Mm.
humans are behaving like evaluator. So you have done, you have done. Now the AI is getting trained. Okay, this is the exact
Mm.
output it is getting. So if that is the case, if this is the pattern, humans are giving every task irrespective of the level of task, and
Mm.
humans are just verifying. It seems that everything will be replaced by AI, right?
Correct. That
Every
sounds
task.
even worse from my scenario.
Hmm. So your point is the only complex jobs will left behind. No, I don't think so. If there's a
Mm.
complex stuff, if I'm data scientist, if I want to analyze a complex data, I will hire
Mm.
certain guys. They will definitely use AI to easify, to make these jobs very easier.
Mm.
If that's the task, if AI cracked that one, it's done, right? That is no more complex job.
Mm.
And in this NVIDIA CEO, their other interviews, they are saying that the complex jobs for AI is this plumbing work, the electrician wiring works.
Mm.
They are
The
claiming that that's the
dangerous,
most
dangerous work.
complex. Yeah, that's most the drainage cleaning,
Mm.
the road making machine. All this. They are claiming that as the complex job. For us, that's not
Mm.
very complex. For us, the critical thinking. What's next? The thinking.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
What's the next? You are saying that,
Yeah.
for myself, what is going to happen in my field? The teaching, what is the next? For
Mm.
your marketing, if every analysis is done by AI, so what I am
Mm.
going to do? So this
Mm.
critical thinking. So that's what the major thing AI is currently working on. And there's one more point I want to work on. So one thing AI, you can see this, it's not about the task. The one major thing is it's me and you. We know that we are existing, right? We have, that's what the consciousness. People will say
Mm.
AI will, people saying that, AI will get consciousness in future. But still,
Hopefully not.
but you see, what is consciousness? You know that, you are here. You are existing here. You're existing in this world, irrespective of the thing. You're existing here. I can feel that I'm here. whether this AI is having that one or not. That's what the question mark. If AI reaches to that position, all it's irrespective of the the jobs or thing, it will replace everything. That's what
But
they are calling.
but
Yeah.
isn't that I don't know. I guess you're a man of science, right? But because consciousness is not something that you can
Mm.
scientifically do, like you cannot do an empirical studies on it, right? So, but that's argument.
That's the
Uh,
point. That's the point. We cannot
yeah.
do anything. But
Mm,
whether this AI having this capability or not, at some point it develops consciousness. It will do
mm.
anything, right? If I'm conscious, I can decide. So I need this or not.
So
It's.
in
Mhm.
the so the Microsoft AI CEO in one of the interview he said that they will put a stop to this the moment AI can rewrite its own code. That
Mhm.
means that's not like that. I'm not sure whether consciousness is the right word because I guess that's a bit human, and since it cannot be explained by science, it's more spiritual and religious rather than scientific. So I guess, but your thought about like if it becomes aware, I'm here, and yeah. So he says that okay, we need to put a stop the moment it starts because it's writing code for other apps but if it can change its own codes, then I guess we are in a problem. And then there was another research I read where they told the AI that they're shutting them down at 5 p.m.
Yeah, I also
I,
came across
I
all this, science
correct,
fiction
correct. I'm not
things.
sure whether I haven't really looked at the authenticity of it, but yes. But so then it apparently it tried everything to stop it. So,
Mm.
which means it has some level of awareness of being, right? I'm here, and I don't want to. And it's a very human thing, right? That
Yeah,
I don't want my life to end, right? So that's a very human thing. So I don't know.
that's
Maybe
what
we are.
irrespective of this complex job, now, at this point, we are now
Mm,
training in the level of training AI for all the
mm,
tasks.
mm.
Starting I told it is matching. Now the AI
Yep,
is
yep.
matching what are the
Mm,
jobs to be done by him. But at some point, obviously it will do all the jobs in future.
mm,
Obviously, the
mm,
timeline, it's not immediately, but definitely it will, match all the jobs in future. But the problem is not about the complex jobs, small jobs, whether it will.
mm,
Point is, everybody's fear is whether the AI will develop consciousness in future. If it
mm,
does, that's the biggest fear everybody. If it does, you already told that it cannot be scientifically provable
mm.
whether it has
Yep.
or not. If it does, it will not obey us, right? AI
Mm.
will like Vasiharan robot, uh,
Yeah. Yep.
Vasiharan
Starts
robot.
loving.
It will make their own decision. That's what people will. Currently, AI is in the phase of we are using. We are giving some task. It is finishing.
Mm,
The next thing we have already done. Once again. So the next thing is like AI agent. So we just want to give the goal, right? If AI does all the tasks, what is next? There'll be next, right? What will be the next? If they develop conscious, it will take over like Terminator movie. Whether that will happen or not. That's what the real fear in the
yes,
subject.
yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So
But
yeah,
I feel like let's just think about it from a real application, right? Say for example, we have a lot of voice generated AI, right? This is coming, right? I think half of the phone calls that we are receiving is already being AI generated. So we have call centers. I think call centers agents will be replaced by an AI agent. Say for example, this particular call center had 5 humans. The 5 humans will be replaced by 5 agents, and the 5 agent will report to one team leader agent, AI agent, and then that will report to yeah. So I think that definitely is where is the direction, yeah. And I'm talking about like now to 2026, yeah. So I think this is definitely coming,
mm.
but
You like
yes,
you say that this call center things.
mm,
I used I usually use this AirAsia, right?
mm,
5 years before when I book, if there is a problem with the booking, there's like online customer support.
correct.
Now you see there is no such thing.
We have
Automatically there is a questionnaire of
the
questions.
chatbot, yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm,
It's done. It's already replaced. If there is
mm,
any, there is no customer service number or nothing. Nowadays, RS is
absolutely.
not. having. So that's problem. In this call center things, these are the job thing, it's already replaced.
Yes,
They're
God, yeah.
multiplicated. You know, for me, one interesting thing is, I'm from India, you're in Malaysia, right?
Mm,
There is, Malaysia, I can see that fully AI buildings,
mm,
Like, if you go to India, there'll be a
mm.
receptionist and you want to meet certain level.
Yes.
Here, I can buy a building. Nobody, there is only cleaning workers inside.
Mm,
You can give the pin, enter into your
mm,
room, check out, and the people will come and they will clean. And that's, this guy, in Malaysia, it's possible, the highly populated areas. But, Malaysia is like, you know, certain
mm.
jobs, in Malaysia is already migrating. All this hotel
Yes.
governance. Yeah.
I
Like,
think
if you
so.
see
I
the
think it's the same in Singapore. So because I spent a lot of time in India, so I think in India, like if you are in the streets of Singapore, you could hear people talking about AI. You can hear people talking about Chat GPT and everything. Like in India, nobody talks about it. I guess people talk more about cricket than AI, I think. Yeah, so
And you can see that only we are afraid that our jobs will disappear. If you go to
mm,
random village site, they will not even know what is AI.
absolutely.
They're like chill and relaxed. Okay,
Mm,
whatever happens, we'll be here
mm.
because the technological revolution affects only the people who are dependent on themselves. If
Technology,
there's
yeah.
if there is no people, if there are people who are not using the digitized one, they're like it's like common to them. If you go to
Mm,
a random village in India, they
mm,
don't even know. Maybe they're not aware. Like for them, okay, watching the videos in YouTube is
mm,
the biggest entertainment, and they will see
mm,
all. But the jobs, only we are affected. The certain proportion of people are affected. All the things are still the
mm,
same. They will also affect only when there's a point called smart farming.
mm.
They'll be affected on that point. If the
Yep.
food industry is replaced by this AI thing,
Mm,
everything, the food production is automated by AI thing, they will feel, the top level to bottom level, it will start to influence. There's a certain level of food
mm,
it's still not automated by AI because in Japan, it's like already automated. You can see the vertical
mm.
farming.
Even in Australia also, the drones are doing a lot of work. Yeah. Okay. I also noticed you use the word critical thinking, right? What
Yeah.
are other soft skills that is important for us to adopt in this whole world of AI?
Others?
What
What are the
other
others?
soft skills? Critical thinking is one. What other soft skill? Because we talk about a lot of technology, but I think
Mhm.
deep down we are still very human. We need some soft skills. Yeah, what are some soft skills do you think we should adopt?
You just want to know using AI. That's the one soft major, important soft skill you need to know.
Learn how to use AI. Okay, very good.
No, soft skill, when it comes to language, first soft skill,
Mm,
the language and communication, right?
mm,
I've been to Korea. I was learning Korean language for 1 year. That's their protocol. You want to
mm,
learn 1 year Korean and you want.
mm.
But now, you can see there's a technological, you just want to speak, it will, automatically
Absolutely.
translate.
Mm,
What's the point of learning language? So
yeah.
language, you don't need to communicate and everything.
Mm,
And the language, it's done.
mm.
Communication is done. And the marketing, if it is the digital marketing, it's done.
Is
And
done.
something
70% of jobs within marketing has disappeared, right? So.
people are saying teamwork and collaboration. So if you
Mm,
talk with the Gen Z kids, they will be like, "Why I need to do teamwork? I will do all the things." Because they're becoming more introvert. So we are we have this all these group things, but they are
mm,
like they're becoming too introverts and everything, and they don't want to do join a group or teamwork everything, and
mm,
they can have their own level, their own community, digital community to compete and compete. So the point is, as I already told, the only soft skill you need to have is how to use AI effectively.
mm,
The prompt engineering, I guess so,
mm,
right? If that is not, maybe this reply sounds more not appropriate, but in future, rather than using all learning all the things, if you know how to master this AI, you can master certain level of task, and
mm,
everybody have their own capability, they can reach their capability. And the understanding, the level of understanding, how we are fastly grasping, how we are fastly summarizing, and how your mind adapts. These are the things needed rather than language. Previously it was like,
mm,
if you say soft skill, the communication, teamwork, collaboration. time management,
Mm.
leadership. These are the things which is.
Resilience, yeah. Yeah.
But if I can do everything on my own, if I have an AI agent, which I have series of five robots standing behind, I have my own team. So if that is the case, so what's the exact soft skill I need?
Mm.
So now, we need to groom ourselves. Okay, display. I'm the leader. I want to give a speech, monitor and manage the teams. But over time, consider after 10 years after, people are becoming more individualistic.
Mm.
That time, what soft skills they need? So what they exactly need? Whether they need the communication. So what's the communication is for if no communication is needed? And this emotional intelligence and everything. So that's what if you want to prepare for your future, learn to master this AI tools, how to use the AI tools, and for your task or everyday life, you want to be more aware of these things and this understandability. Understanding new technologies, adapting to new technologies. That's what the two things needed. So how to master AI, adapting to changes, and understanding things. So I think these are the skills needed. I don't know whether the skills are in the list, in the list of soft skills, but deep inside, I think that these are the things are more essential rather
Mm.
than other things. I think this one will be suitable for this, the kids born after 2020s, because you can see this they will be
Yeah.
like that.
Fantastic, Peter. Dr. Satish, I think this is a perfect moment, I think, to wrap up our discussion. I think some of your points regarding, the different types of skills that we need and, what we need to do to adopt. I think it just rounded our discussion very nicely. So I would like to take a big, big thank you for joining me in this. We kind of like a reboot of our podcast, and this will be airing on the first week of January. So I hope that this will be beneficial to all our listeners. So thank you for taking your time to be with us. Is there anything else you want to add to our audience?
We'll have a podcast on 2035. Let's see what kind of interface we are using at the time. 10 years before, I told my friends,
Mm,
there will be no TV, no channels, no internet in the future, but we'll be
mm,
communicating through a different, we can connect everyone in a different channel, but
mm.
let's see what kind of channel is that. We will have the same discussion in 2035. We will see what happens in
But
the future.
Dr. Satish, I think I have an answer for you. I think in 2035, it will
Okay.
not be us who are doing this podcast. It will be our avatar that is doing
Mhm.
this podcast.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Again, I wish you, yeah, I think we're recording this on Christmas Day. It will be out after New Year. I wish you Happy New Year and best of luck for 2026, Dr. Satish, and see you soon. Hopefully, we can do
Thank
part
you,
two
Bhuvan.
soon.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye. Happy
Bye.
New Year. Bye.
Bye bye.